What's up, people? I am back for another video. I am doing basically three videos today. I am gonna be reviewing right now Rambo 2, First Blood Part 2, and then immediately after I'm done with this video, I'm gonna do Rambo 3, and then later, like my normal time after I watch it, we're gonna do Rambo 2008, or Rambo 4, as some call it. But yeah, Rambo First Blood Part 2, I really like it. I think the first one's a masterpiece on its own, but this second one is so good. I thought it's a perfect sequel. You know, Rambo basically gets hired to do a mission so it can, like, that incident back at Hope, the first one gets erased and he gets pardoned. So he agrees, but, it goes wrong and he has to get his way out, basically. And he has to go to, I think, he has to basically go back to Vietnam, which is kind of cool, because this is in the 80s, so it's post Vietnam War, so it's pretty cool in that way. It's always good to see Troutman again. I actually really like Troutman as a character. I think that scene with, Troutman in the first movie was great. Like, he genuinely cares about Rambo. Like, he genuinely cares about him. Like, he doesn't just see Rambo as just a soldier. You know what I mean? Like, think about it. He stopped Rambo from basically. Rambo was probably gonna get executed that night any other time if fucking Troutman wasn't around. So, I fucking love Troutman as a character, but it's cool to see Rambo go all out. We're introduced to another character named Ko Sao, who's basically the love interest. I thought she does a pretty good job in this, even though she's not in it a lot. And yeah, Charles Napier plays a good. He's like the secondary bad guy because, and I'll get to it, but yeah, he's not really the Russians, the Soviets, and the Vietnamese are pretty much like the antagonists of the film. But I would kind of call him an antagonist because he kind of fucks over Rambo in the scene, which I'll get to. But yeah, Rambo First Blood Part 2 is definitely like a 10 out of 10 film. I would definitely, not a 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10 film for sure. It's a fun one. So, here we go. So, Rambo First Blood Part 2 opens up with Rocky in prison, and Troutman comes to meet him to offer him basically a way out. He has to do a mission in Vietnam and save a leftover group of POWs from Vietnam. And if it's successful, he Rambo will have an opportunity to get his crime expunged and put in, and he gets a full pardon. So Rambo agrees. We get like a quick montage with a helicopter. We meet one soldier named Michael Reed Erickson, played by Martin Cove, who's Kreese. As when I was watching this, I'm like, the fuck, Kreese is in this movie. I was like, it's crazy. He's not in it a lot. He's like a random soldier. This is where we meet. This is where we meet Roger Murdoch, who's a marshal, who basically gives him a rundown of the mission. Gives Rambo his new weaponry, and then so he gets briefed on what the mission is, and then we get a scene where he's about to get transported on a plane, but there's an accident where his stuff gets snagged and he has to cut his way out and basically lose a lot of the equipment he had, so he has to go on his own. This is where we meet Ko Sao, who's a Vietnamese agent who is a contact Rambo works with, which is kind of cool. That Rambo has some partners in this movie where he's not like on, because it's kind of, it's a nice juxtaposition like from the first one where he's on his own basically. Yeah, Troutman did try to keep him alive, but he was still really on his own. So this time around, it's kind of cool to see he has a little bit of backup. So she enlists some Vietnamese pirates to take them to the prison camp. When they reach the camp, this is where we get a nice little fun sequence of Rambo just taking people out and like sneaking around the camp. Finds one of the POWs, rescues him. Then they gets back to Sal, who nearly gets found by a soldier, but Rambo kills him. We get a nice escape scene, and they get back to the boat, but it turns out the pirates, because the gunboat sees, he makes one of the like Vietnamese leaders calls the boat, and it turns out the pirates turn on them while an armed gunboat shows up. Rambo takes out the people. Sal and the POW and Rambo manage to escape off the boat. They seemingly make it to the extraction point, and then this is where Murdoch makes the call and says, abort the mission. And basically they abandon Rambo and the POW. It's really sad, man, watching it, like, because they're like, come on. And then, man, the helicopter never, dude, it's so sad. And then, Rambo and the POW get captured. And yeah. And this is where we meet General Badovsky, who you might recognize as Victor Maitland from Beverly Hills Cop, the first one. And his soldiers. So the Soviets are working with the Vietnamese. And keep in mind, it's the 80s. You're going to always have that, like, Russian villain. Or not even just Russian. I would say European, because, Die Hard had Hans Gruber. So some movies are just going to have, like, either Russian, German, just villain. So Rambo, they want information from Rambo about like some codes, and they torture Rambo like by like electrocuting him, and while this is happening, Co dresses up as a prostitute, tries to get herself in so she can try to save Rambo. But like that's the thing again, these weirdos act like there weren't women characters back then. And this is like, if you're going to talk about like the epitome of macho movies, this is it. But you have a strong female character who's trying to save him, and I don't have a problem with that. So while Rambo seemingly is going to make the call, radio call, this is where we get this badass scene of Rambo just like, I'm coming for you. And you can see fucking Murdoch's face, dude. It's like, he wanted Rambo to be dead so bad, and it's like, oh no, he's coming. Oh, I should have mentioned. There was a really good scene with Troutman and Murdoch where it turns out Murdoch doesn't want any kind of evidence of shit being out. He's a sleazy government guy. He wants to keep shit a secret, so he didn't want it getting out. That is why he abandoned Rambo. So that's why I kind of call him the second bad guy in this movie. So Rambo, after that message, breaks his way out, electrocutes one of the guys. Co kills another. Rambo makes his way out. Rambo and Co make their way out of the prison camp. And then Rambo says he's going to get ready to get back to America. She asks if she can come along. And he says yes. And they kiss. And, because you can tell Rambo just wants a quiet life, Even in, like, the end of the first one, like, where he's going off about, like, becoming a weapon. He wanted, like, he just wants like a normal life, and I can understand that. And the thing is, the moment she said that, I knew it wasn't. It was too good to be true. I called because I hadn't watched this movie in several years, so I'm like, okay, she's gonna die. But I didn't think she was gonna immediately, because the next scene, she gets up and bam, just gets taken out by some of the Vietnamese soldiers. And man, the look on Rambo's face, dude. He takes him out and he buries her, but he then gets ready. I didn't think she was gonna die right fucking there. I thought it was gonna maybe be when they're about to leave or something. But damn, like right there. And Rambo then systematically he snaps and he's like, I'm fucking ready. He takes them all out like with explosive arrows, with a bunch of wet guns. It's just, dude went ham. It is kind of cool to see, and it is also just sometimes cool to see Rambo just sneak around with a knife and just stab motherfuckers, bro. So I fucking love this movie. I think that scene alone was great. So he takes him out, manages to get a hold of one of the helicopters, gets in it, steals, goes to the prison camp, destroys it, and rescues some of the POWs. And another helicopter shows up, and we have like a helicopter battle. Rambo makes it seem like the bet. Sorry about that. So anyway, Rambo makes it seem like the bad guy takes him out, but then Rambo takes out the bad guy, takes out the helicopter, takes the POWs back to the base. We get this really cool scene where Rambo just walks in, punches Crease's character. I'm just gonna call him that in this. And then just walks into the building, blows up Murdoch's tech, and then confronts Murdoch and basically says, if you don't rescue those other POWs, I'm coming back for you. Such a cool scene. He let him know. Then we get like a nice little moment between him and Rambo and Troutman. And then Rocky, I said Rocky again. Rambo says he'll take it day by day. And man, this movie is so good. In general, like the first one, you get this really nice song that plays in the end. So, I gotta say, Rambo First Blood Part 2 is a great sequel. This is like one of the examples of how to do a sequel, because a big example some people do sequel is, and I agree with it, you gotta sometimes make the first one on steroids sometimes. So, like, and that's what I feel like this was. Like, it was the first one on steroids. It was actually cool to see Rambo do some shit, because in the first one, he clearly was trying not to kill the guys. He was like, I'll hurt y'all, but I'm not trying to kill y'all. Whereas in this, nah, they let Rambo let loose in this. And I thought Ko, for the small role she had, was a pretty good character. It was a nice little, that scene with them was really good. Unfortunately, she died in the way she did. But I thought initially when I first was saying, I thought it was like, maybe they could have killed her another way, but I thought it was too abrupt initially. But then I'm like, you know what? It actually kind of works, especially for the life Rambo lives. It kind of makes sense that potentially people in your life could just abruptly die because all it takes is someone to come for him. And easily someone in his life could just, so it works. And I thought it was a good ammo for him to fucking come for those guys in the end. Yeah, I fucking love Rambo First Blood Part 2. I think it's a great sequel. It's nice and gory. And you get Rambo fucking shit up. So, and it's always good to see Troutman, because he comes back in the third one. I don't remember if he's in the fourth Rambo. But I do love that Troutman is in the first three movies, because Troutman is such a major character because he doesn't just look at Rambo like a soldier. He looks at him like a friend. Like, he genuinely cares about him. It's not just, oh, I only care about you because I'm a fucking colonel and you're a fucking soldier. No, that's not the dynamic they had. So, it's kind of cool to see Troutman come back in those 3 movies. So this film, like I said earlier, 9 out of 10, definitely would recommend. Immediately after this, I am going to be reviewing Rambo 3. So look out for that. That'll probably be out later. And then later tonight, I will be doing Rambo 2008. So that'll be later. But other than that, guys, I am going to. But other than that, like I said, fuck Warner Brothers, fuck Disney, fuck LaBitch James, fuck Kevin Smith, fuck Joy Reid, and fuck the Biden administration. I'll talk to y'all a little bit later. Peace!